Welcome to Design 30. My name is Jason Bilyeu, and in this podcast, I provide design strategies and tools to improve creativity, innovation, and overall design confidence. Welcome into a Fake Facts Friday. Remember, that is fake frequently asked questions, but the answers to these questions are real, rest assured. Before we dive into these three questions, remember to follow Design 30 on all the social medias and also become a subscriber on the Design 30 YouTube. And then please subscribe to the podcast and whatever your favorite podcatcher app is. And as always, if you could rate and share the podcast, that is appreciated. Okay, let's dive into the first fake frequently asked question. What was your favorite part of the Canary Islands? So I just got back from the Canary Islands for my honeymoon, a bit of a delayed honeymoon. And they were pretty stinking cool, actually. I didn't know anything about them before we went, but I was really impressed with just the amount of diversity of, not so much wildlife, but diversity of just different plants and the different geographical areas. It was pretty amazing. But probably one of the things that stood out the most, although it's hard to pick a favorite for sure. There's incredible beaches and hikes and mountains. But one of the most unique things that we did on the trip was hike a volcano, or we took a cable car up to almost the peak of the volcano. We couldn't quite go up to the peak because you had to get a permit like 3 to 4 months in advance. And unfortunately, I didn't think to check until like 1 or 2 months in advance. So we didn't get quite to the peak, which is 12,000 feet. So that's pretty crazy right there. It goes from 0 feet, at sea level, and then all the way up to 12,000 feet. So we were up pretty much close to the peak and got to do some hiking around there. We hiked over to another old crater that was a part of the volcano. It used to be filled with molten lava, which is pretty wild. But you're hiking on what used to be what were and are lava flows, hardened lava flows. It was pretty incredible, just a view and rocks and structures I've never really seen before as far as geological structures. So that was really cool. It looked like kind of like Lord of the Rings when Sam and Frodo are hiking Mordor, or not going into Mordor and hiking Mount Doom. And so it had a very similar vibe to that, although the volcano wasn't actively shooting lava out of it, but a similar vibe. And then other places it looked like you were on Mars. It's just these really, really cool, unique landscapes. So that's probably one of the things that stuck out the most. But there was so many incredible parts when we did beaches and hikes and museums. We saw a mummy. They used to mummify their deceased people it was the Aboriginal people who live there. I think they're called the Guanches or the Guanches, something like that. And so, we saw that, all sorts of history and old churches, and just really, really cool trip overall. Okay, next question. Were there any designs that stood out to you on your trip? There were quite a few things from a design standpoint that stood out, but one in particular was, and maybe they do this in the US somewhere in other countries, but I had never actually seen it, and it's a great idea. So their shopping carts, normally I'm used to the back wheels on their shopping cart being fixed straight, and then your front wheels are the ones that can turn. But in the Canary Islands, maybe in all of Spain, the back wheels also swivel. So you're able to actually just move your cart directly sideways if you need to. So it's great when people are coming past you, maybe you have your cart parked and you're looking for something on the aisle, you can just scoot it straight to the side, straight horizontal, rather than having to lift up one end and kind of work it over to the side to get out of people's way. And so it's just a really nice way to make the carts more maneuverable when you're going through a grocery store and you're kind of going from aisle to aisle, from shelf to shelf, swerving around people. And it just, that extra mobility was actually really nice. So that was something that was very simple, but something that actually stuck out to me. I was like, I don't know, maybe someone else knows, but what's the advantage in in a shopping situation of having those back wheels fixed straight? I'm not quite sure. So maybe it's just a less expensive design. I don't know. But if you have any ideas, or why in the US that's not as common, please reach out and let me know, because I'm very curious about that. Okay, third question. Are you a vacation person? Not quite sure what this means, even though I wrote this one for myself, since it's a fake frequently asked question. So I should know exactly what I'm asking myself. But I think the heart of this question is, are you someone who, when you're on vacation, you just never want it to end? Or are you someone who enjoys a vacation, and then by the end of it, though, you're kind of ready to get back to your regular life, back to your routines? And I'm definitely more of the latter person. I really enjoy, obviously, love vacations, traveling, doing trips. It's nice to get away from work and think about different things. But usually by the end of the trip, I am ready to kind of get back to my house and get back to my normal schedule and get on that routine, go to work, get a workout in. All those different things are, I don't know, I feel like I thrive, or I feel a lot better when I'm in that good, consistent routine. And so vacations are great, but sometimes that stuff gets off. You aren't always eating the best, so sometimes you don't feel as great from that. Your workout routine gets thrown off a lot of the time. So there's definitely aspects of getting back from a vacation that are pretty nice. And I always think about what Elon Musk talks about. I think he says you have to be careful with vacations because they can kill you. Because he went on a trip, and I think it was in South Africa, and one of his first vacations, I don't remember how long ago it was, but like 2008, 9, 10, something like that. And he ended up getting malaria and almost died. So it's just funny. Someone who's hardcore as Elon Musk, you wouldn't expect to be a big vacation person. But then the fact that he thinks vacations can literally kill you because he almost died from one is just, it's pretty funny. But so I'm not that extreme. I don't think vacations are going to kill you, depending on where you go. Obviously, if you're going to Africa and there's malaria, that's a little bit higher risk. But I do really enjoy coming back from vacations in a way, and just it helps you appreciate your just kind of your everyday life a little bit more, and the structures you've built, the routines you've built. I think it's a good sign if wherever you're working, if you aren't dreading going back to work, right? That's a good sign that you're probably working in a good place. So yeah. So am I a vacation person? I'd say yes and no. I definitely need vacations and enjoy vacation and going to new places, but at the same time, I'm always usually somewhat excited to get back in a routine, and yeah, just kind of enjoy the structures that I've built up over time and the routines that I built. So those are the only 3 questions for today's Fake Facts episode on a Friday. As always, if you have real questions that you want answers to, please don't hesitate to reach out. LearnDesign30@gmail.com is a great place for those, or Twitter or Instagram. If you are waiting on more of my posts from Substack or on Medium, which I've just recently started throwing some posts up on, those are coming. Again, I've been on vacation on my honeymoon for the past 3 weeks, so it's been a long time since I've just been able to sit down and think and write about these different design ideas and topics and tools, but those are coming. They will, I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with those, as well as getting more consistent with doing 2 episodes a week on the podcast. So sometimes those episodes are going to be these Fake Facts episodes, or they might be an in review, going through a book, something like that. So look out for all those things. There's more design content coming your way. But for now, enjoy your weekend, and remember, design more, despair less. Thanks for listening.